of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Obviously, everybody knows Jennifer's not here tonight, so we'll just go ahead and start with Andy's report. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot about the previous minutes, beg your pardon. Everybody got a copy of that in front of them?
Town of Atlanta as additional insured and Neutral Plate Express.
Yeah.
Oh, it says adding the town of Atlanta as additional insured.
Insured, that is what it should be, not insured. We're not guaranteeing them anything.
Well, I think that's what she meant, right?
Yeah. Probably just
Additionally insured.
Yeah.
Might change that, put a D on that. Any other corrections? Hear a motion? Accept the minutes?
Motion that minutes be accepted.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, now we'll go with Andy's report.
All right. Water plant's treated 739,320 gallons since our last meeting. Our average daily usage is 52,808. Filters are backwards on the 16th. I was able to solve the problem with well number 3 not running properly, and we're not going to need Peerless Midwest for those repairs. Wastewater been performing daily checks at the lift station and the sewer plant. The sewer plant is open and we are discharging. Our weekly sewer samples are complete. And we have received our final NPDES permit, and that will be in effect from March 1st of this year through February 29th of 2024. The January wastewater report's complete and has been submitted to IDEM. Triad is going to have our completed PER at the first council meeting in February. We're pretty close on that. And then I had to replace the starter on pump number 2 at the lift station, and it's back in normal service. We plowed twice and salted 3 times. Furnace at the park stopped working and I replaced the igniter. And then the next week, the same thing happened here at the town hall, but both furnaces have been fine since. I'm working on the paving grant, getting everything ready for the state, and the bid specifications, we'll be getting those advertised soon. Under building, I had 1 building inspection, 1 electrical inspection, 3 zoning inquiries, and 4 building permit inquiries. And then the marina is moving forward. They're ready to build, but they're waiting on their approval from the county for their drainage. So, that's all I have unless you have any questions.
Thank you, Andy. Jennifer left me an agenda here she wanted me to bring up in her place tonight. The annual report has been submitted, and your W-2, W-3s have been completed. You should have them in your packets. Under old business, she had contacted Tony Dickover concerning the ticket booth. She thought the papers to match the plaza papers would be fine. They already have the town of Atlanta as a second insurer. There again, it should be insured. Under new business, she says, I thought we might revisit the utility rate increase. I know this was mentioned a few months ago. If you would like for me to call Steve Brock to handle this, I would be glad to do so. Now, this is something we're going to have to handle here pretty soon, because I think it's, it's getting to the place where we're going to have to do something. what's your thoughts about letting her do this, or do you wanna bring Brock in, or what's your thought about that?
Is Brock with Trot?
She can't do it, no, Steve Brock is with her.
Steve Brock is in.
Okay, so let's,
He's the rate consultant, I mean, if you're gonna do it.
okay, so we need to bring him in and have him talk to the board then, correct?
Yeah.
You do
Yes.
the rate
Okay.
study, but
Is she the one who usually sets up that appointment, or?
part of that will be based on scope of project. Just
Yeah.
think about that,
Well, I understand that, yeah.
so you probably wanna wait until you get that information from Triad to review. And then have Steve come after that report's complete.
Then she mentioned on here that I would like to have a workshop with Manning and the council, just to make sure we are handling things right, that we should be doing or not being doing, our emails, etc. What are your thoughts? I think that's another thing that's a good idea.
I do too.
I haven't seen Manning for I don't know how long, forgot what he looks like. And then she said we will be updating the website pictures. Brad Hickey will be at the February 12th festival meeting at 6 o'clock to take pictures. That concludes clerk treasurer report. Any questions? Okay, you have, let's go down to the, annual certificate of town executive compliance with municipal nepotism policy. You all have that in front of you?
Nepotism.
Nepotism, I have trouble
It's just
with,
something we gotta sign.
okay. So it all sounds,
Standard thing.
yeah, all sounds good to you? Okay, I didn't know if everybody had one or not. Yeah, okay. I just assumed. Okay. I got, the next here, I got the utility adjustment for Loretta Gross, Grass. You guys got that?
No.
This
Did she
one?
make, I don't know, she might make copies.
You don't have it? You all got one? Just the amount of $209.77.
Yeah, but we don't know,
It was in the crawl space, right? So it didn't go in the sewer.
It's just a sewer adjust.
Yeah.
The sewer rock.
just take the sewer.
That's all the just should be for, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Well,
Twice.
So that would make it how much?
you see the adjustment up there, 209.77 for sewer.
but it doesn't state that we're just
Well,
adjusting.
Yeah, I don't know why she put water adjust on there, we don't adjust for it. They're wanting them both adjusted.
It-
No,
Yeah.
just,
So we're just gonna adjust for sewer.
Sewer.
I make a motion to adjust her sewer.
I'll second.
aye.
Aye.
Favor? And how much would it be, you know?
If you look,
Okay,
209.77.
I didn't know which one there.
Across the water out. It's on a copy for her.
So we're approving that then.
I'll sign it. I'll read it.
Put it on there. Just not sign it.
Yeah, put the sewer on there.
Does everybody have one of these Hamilton County Public Safety Communication memorandums?
Mhm.
Have you had time to look at that?
I don't know what Motorola charges for this, but I would imagine it's gonna be a lot more expensive to ship them off somewhere. Plus,
Radios.
yeah, plus they're not gonna, they're gonna know how our program. Maybe. This is probably our only real reasonable choice.
Well, I don't have any experience at all concerning costs and that kind of thing of this nature.
They're not cheap.
So I know nothing's cheap, but I mean, it's whether we can get it done somewhere else at a cheaper rate or not, I have no idea.
Yeah.
Does this apply to fire department radios? Okay.
Well, they are Motorola radios at the fire department, but yeah. That looks like it probably is fire department too.
We don't have any other radios.
Huh?
We don't have any other radios. Oh, well, yeah, those ones, but.
Yeah.
Are those Motorola?
Yeah.
Yes. So what do we?
So I either need a motion on it or some, if you want to table it, if you're not sure what you want to do.
I like to get Jerry's input on it. Is there a deadline on,
That's what I was looking for.
Well, it says effective February 1st.
I think we've got 5 radios now, plus the
One
ones
in
in
the
the
truck.
trucks. Is there one in the grass truck? We have that. So there's
Just engine.
5, so there's 5 portables and 1 mobile.
And they're
So the
big.
mobile will be $45 plus another 120, so we're talking less than $200. They'll take care of all our maintenance for the year.
And I don't think there's a base over there anymore. It's just the.
And it's only when they need to be fixed in, or?
Well,
It says that they will pay for the first $750 if any repair to a subscriber unit.
Uh-huh.
So we may not even have to pay anything.
Right. It's just covered.
So
As
it's-
long as something doesn't get broken, you know.
Otherwise, it'll
Just
be
regular maintenance.
25 to 45 per unit, or,
So do you think it's not worth trying to squeeze this out for somebody's cheaper place?
I don't think
you're
we're
never
gonna
gonna
find
get
it.
it cheaper.
I mean, this is the
So
county, the
this-
county
this
has
is about-
somebody that got training from Motorola and they've got extra time, so they're saying we can.
and they're
provide this
having their
service.
own
So
building
it's
set up for
basically,
it, yeah, so.
You know, I don't know.
Cause it used to
how we're
be,
gonna beat it.
what it used to be, was Rick B. and
Uh,
the other community, they had one for years, but I can't remember the name
It's just
of
like
it.
a set cost to do everything, it was a lot.
Does somebody want to make a motion on this then?
See if we're gonna beat it. I think that motion, we use it this year.
Here a second.
1 second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Oh, they'll come and pick it up and return it.
Yeah, that concludes all old business. Any other old business?
what's Edie's status?
She has an ordinance book she's looking at.
Okay.
She plans to come in tomorrow, and we're gonna get her set up with the email and get her voicemail box, get her access to that.
Okay.
And then I have a shirt on order for her,
Mhm.
that just would identify her as being an officer of the town.
Okay.
And, there was one other piece of clothing that she wanted, we're gonna try to order for her, but she should be ready to go here, I think, in the next week or so.
And she'll be able to attend meetings.
Yeah, I'm not sure, I haven't spoken with her about that yet. But no matter what, she'll submit a report, and
Okay.
I'll get her to come to some meetings, I'm sure I can do that, so.
At least to introduce herself to those of us that
Yeah.
didn't know her when she was growing up here.
Yeah, it'd be nice if she came.
Any more old business? Any new business?
Jennifer not here, I don't know, we need to have her do some kind of an accounting of unpaid utility bills. Last I knew, there were some big ones out there. And I'd like to try to make that a point to get that resolved somehow. At least some of the ones that are months and months behind,
You know, I tried to
They
get
go
that.
straight to the attorney.
I
Well,
tried
to
to
my
get that
knowledge, none of
done
them
when,
have.
No, they don't go
We-
down there.
No,
I thought there was a,
and they
Robin-
can be turned over to collections, and to my knowledge, I'm not
You
sure
have
that any have.
Well, you have to ask, you'll have to ask, well, Jennifer may know.
Right,
I know
that's what I'm
Rob,
saying.
I know Robin filed on some, but I
We need to,
don't know.
figure that out, because I know there were some
oh, there's some whoppers.
very large ones out there.
There's one like $3,000.
Yeah.
and they're still getting utilities.
Well, trash service
Trash,
and
sewer.
sewer.
Their water's off, but they're
Unless we
bringing their own
dig up
water.
somebody's sewer and put a plug in it, they can still flush stuff down the toilet.
The lady across the street from me is the one that owes $3,000 plus or whatever it is.
Oh, the one that had the water
And
leak.
she hasn't had a water service for 2 years, a little over 2 years, but all that time, she's been
How
getting,
can you have people live there?
let me finish, she's
Okay.
getting free trash. I've asked Robin about it from time to time, and what with the election going on and what have you, she never really sat down and we didn't talk about anything specifically, but she did indicate to me that there was legislation against her, you know, she's taking legal action.
Right.
How far it's gone, I have no idea. But I do think it's a good idea, what Murray brought up tonight.
Yeah,
We need to check into this. We're starting a new fiscal year, and we need to get the house in order financially. And,
and if we're thinking of raising rates, we
Yeah,
first need
totally,
to
yes,
cover those
absolutely.
that aren't paying
Absolutely.
yet, so we don't.
yeah. I don't wanna get into a situation where, once we start talking about rate increases, and you're gonna have, I assume, anticipate to be a big crowd in here, you know, cause that affects everybody. And the question I fear more than anything else is somebody stand up and say, you're talking about raising increases when this lady over here owes $3,000 and you haven't done a thing to get her money back. That's the kind of thing I wanna be ahead of the game and have some kind of, know where we're going as far as back pay or back, utilities due. And, so we can give a proper answer, cause, it's something needs to be done. So what, you wanna bring this up next meeting, or do you wanna assign somebody to check into this? What's the best way to do this?
Well,
You've been around a while, so.
You ought to read the ordinance on this. You know, we have a whole ordinance on billing. Everything's already laid out in it.
Yeah.
Okay,
Well,
she,
you
Make
gotta do is
sure
just-
that that's applied.
Yeah, you just need to make sure it's followed. But
So-
we there was some change in the law, I don't know, 6 or 7 years ago. It's when previous council, Steve Brock actually wrote it, but it's all spelled out in there's a billing ordinance. It has everything in it.
Is it in which book?
In
Our ordinance book.
well, we haven't had American Legal Publishing update yet, but
Oh, that's another
it's
thing.
probably, I mean, we're about due because we do it like every 2 years. But I do know there's an ordinance book over there that has everything that's been passed, but
It's probably in there, I think that was copied
it might be.
while I was.
Yeah,
enforcement,
so
that was
it's probably
in the last 4 years.
in one of them.
Might be in ours that we have at home too,
okay, okay.
since it was.
Well, I'll personally read that along with the rest of you. get a chance to read it. And I'll get with Jennifer before the next meeting and we'll make some kind of a,
We need to know how much is outstanding. And
yes, that's what I'm saying. We
come
know
up
how
with a way
much,
to pursue that.
I like to know names, addresses, and amounts, and how long they've been delinquent. And so I can bring that to the next meeting, so everybody has it on paper. And
Yeah,
we
cause
have
it's not
legal
fair to
access
the
to
rest
that,
of us
so.
that pay our bills and,
Like
well, this is what I'm
fair.
saying, this is what's gonna happen when we have a rate increase meeting. This is exactly what's gonna happen, people are gonna stand up, and I wanna be able to address this issue of
Yeah.
people who are back behind underpaid,
I agree.
so. Okay, anything else?
Andy has spoken about for a while some sort of build standards for the town.
You guys got a copy of that the Triad submitted.
I think that's something we need to look at very closely.
Design standards for the town. We have a section in our
Yeah.
ordinance book that is, the page has been blank since 2001.
But that's gonna avoid a lot of time and effort and argument whenever anybody does any kind of building development of any kind around here. To have that standard already written down. I know he's had to deal with out here at the subdivision, going round and round with the developer out there about
Oh,
the road bed and stuff like, if stuff like that was spelled out in black and white, it would avoid a lot of arguments, I think, and,
even the situation we had with the phone company.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my
When did we get that? Do you,
When did we get?
you said we got a copy of the design standards?
No, not,
No.
it's a proposal.
Oh, it's
About,
proposed.
I don't know, it was
What?
2 meetings ago, 3 meetings
Oh,
ago,
okay.
something like that.
And I'll get with Jennifer and try and get a copy of that as well for myself to review. If you all already have it, you can find it.
Yeah, it was,
But
For it.
that's something that,
Was it November?
it might have been November, but I thought it was in December, but it covers all, it covers all 4 things. I mean, it covered water, wastewater, stormwater, and then it'll also have like, streets, and then also like doing work in the right of way. I mean, other utilities, standards for, distance, setback requirements to apply, like the phone company situation, but all that stuff is spelled out, so when somebody comes, or developer or anything,
it would
they
help
know those
anybody
issues.
wanting to develop as well when
You
they're
can just
planning their project.
Hand it to them and
They
say,
know the
here's all
standard they
your,
have to, build to.
Mhm.
Well, let me make a little confession here. The past 3 years, I guess, close to 3 years, I've been on the board, a little more than that. I really haven't pressed a lot of issues concerning ordinances and what's in them and enforcing them, and that's my fault. And most of that's due to the fact that I just never got into ordinance and checked them out. I'm just being brutally honest, okay? I'm speaking for myself. This year, I would like for us to start paying more attention to the ordinances, what they say. I know here a few months back, Pam mentioned something about a lot of the ordinances weren't up to date. And, that's something else we need to get into these books and find out what's right and what's wrong. If there's something there we don't like, we can always change it. But those ordinances are written for a purpose. And not only is it make our decisions easier, but it's also designed to protect us. And so I'm just saying now, I'm just making a confession that I've been real slack in that area, and I promise to get in these books and study them when needed and try to get more proficient about these ordinances.
We need to do that. We also need to update
So-
the speed limits.
Yeah.
Like Indiana be
Yeah.
20 all the way, not 30 in town and 20 on the outskirts. Same with
Walnut,
Walnut, it should be 20.
Yeah.
I mean,
it should be what it's posted.
yeah.
yeah, it's 30. 30 from Main Street South.
Yeah, I know.
And
And if the sheriff, if somebody got a ticket for it, it wouldn't be good.
They
Would
have
they-
a fight
but would
on
they,
their hands.
would they
'cause
know to fight it though? Would they, would they?
Oh, you can take a picture. Oh, it's 30 here and 20 here. So why am I getting a ticket?
Well, I mean, it'll
Say
help,
the
it will
signage
help if
doesn't
the
reflect
attorney's
the
here on a
signage,
regular
yeah.
basis to advise us too.
That's,
The signage didn't reflect it. 'Cause
Yeah.
what it was is when you change the speed limit, you have 90 days to do a traffic study. After 90 days, you either have to pass the ordinance or put the sign, or switch it back,
Ah.
is what the statute is. So,
so if you all help me and start getting into books, you know, and studying stuff up, cause I need all the help I can get. And
Is there a cost for American publishing,
Yes.
American legal publishing to come up,
well, they don't come,
or,
because what they do is they codify the book.
okay,
I mean,
That ordinance number, that 2018
hash, whatever.
whatever, they convert it into a way that's indexed.
Well,
That's
it'll
a lot
also
easier to
say
find in
this,
there, and-
you know, if this supersedes, or, you know,
Right.
it'll have
And
language.
so they'll make sure there's
okay.
no.
You
But
know-
I know too that some of those books don't match the other books.
Well, that's because people that have been given their
I-
updates didn't put their updates in.
I understand, but all of them
We need
need
to
to
go
be.
that's why we need to be
Well, you wanna-
oriented. Like,
I can tell you this, we wanna do it ourselves because it's expensive.
Right.
I mean, like I used to know when we would, that's why we started going like every 2 years, because usually when we would send them in, doing all that would be between $1,500 and $2,000.
Okay,
And I can't remember what it was when we initially did that. I mean, to do the whole thing when we redid it all, I'm thinking it was like around $15,000 to $20,000. I mean, it was a significant investment, and
Right.
it's the same with our the building and the zoning. Ground rules did that when we did that zoning. That was
Right.
it was a big one, but
I think it'd be worth it though. I
Oh,
mean,
yeah,
not,
you
not,
need to
not the big, but to
No.
get them all brought up to date.
right, and
We need to verify that somehow.
they'll do
Yeah.
that. And
Make sure they're all good.
yeah.
Uh-huh. I know when I put my new updates in there, it was crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
okay, is there anything else?
The other thing I'm kind of on my list here, Gary's not here, I had a couple of things for him, but does anybody know where we're at with the Ball Diamond?
Yes. I'm glad you brought it up, Chris, I forgot about it. I had a guy, Todd, I forget his name now, but anyway, he called me, he wanted to either rent the Ball Diamond, or he wanted to use the Ball Diamond, and they would take care of it and what have you, maintain it.
Not
And I
until.
told him, I gave him a
Not
courtesy
until.
call back and told him that under a certain current situation, we weren't unable to do anything with the Ball Diamond. But what I wanted to relate to the board was he made a real interesting statement to me. And so anybody who's had any inkling about what we should do with that Ball Diamond, it kind of made my mind up. He said, Mr. Benj, he didn't know me. He said, Mr. Benj, he said, he's a travel coach team. Said he'd been coaching for a long, long time. He's from Hamilton County. He said, I want you to know that there are many, many baseball teams out here. Far more than I even conceived in my
Yeah.
mind. And he said, the problem is there's very, very few facilities for these ball teams.
Yep.
And you know, something's like somebody turned a light on. And we've got a good facility up there, if it's done right, if it's legally and maintained correctly, and there's a lot of ideas floating around as to what we can do, what we should do. And I think it's something we need to look into a little closer to spring.
I believe we've
After
had
we
to
get
put
this-
a hold on it because.
Well, I understand that. I know what the problem is, but I'm just saying in the back of your mind,
Right.
after this situation's been alleviated, we have two choices. Either rent it out or shut it down. Okay, it's not just gonna sit up there like this.
Right, right.
No more, no more. So we're
Right.
either gonna use it and use it properly.
I know Johnny
Or
had
we're
that
gonna
one
go toward it, whatever.
guy.
So I'm just saying, I brought that
Right.
up, just for something for future thought. This thing's gonna get settled, hopefully here pretty soon, and we'll get freed up to make some decisions about what we're gonna do with that Ball Diamond up there.
Because, yeah, I wanna see the diamonds used.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty interesting that he said that, you know, that we're in a real good position to utilize the Ball Diamond if everything's done correctly. We made some mistakes last time.
Yeah, we did.
We all
We'll
did,
have
and
to
it's
do
not
it
gonna
like
happen
this
again,
time.
so I just thought I'd bring that up to you.
See, I like seeing the kids up there playing.
Have we got any
That's
kind
what
of
it's for.
update as far as the legal,
I
I
can't
haven't
hear
heard
you.
anything about,
I can't hear you.
the legal case that's
Yep.
going on?
Right.
Do you know anything about that? I mean, I've,
No, and I
I've
don't
not
think
had
we
any
can
kind of-
discuss anything about it in open meeting.
alright.
now I will share
We
this with
submitted our
you.
responses, I can tell you that.
Manning is, as far as I'm concerned,
Responses, pictures, everything.
Manning is not fulfilling his responsibility as far as I'm concerned. I'm in the dark, we don't know what's going on. I guess Manning had contacted Jennifer.
Most of this stuff
And,
takes time, and we're waiting for a response apparently.
I
An
believe
update.
the insurance company is the one,
You have-
some of the lawyers besides Manning.
Yeah, there's two
I
different
mean,
things
it's-
going on. You ought to have a special meeting about this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we
We don't
can't
always
discuss
have
it in
access
open
to
There's,
meeting.
there's a lot of
We-
stuff going
here.
on.
My free 2 cents, don't talk about it.
Yeah,
Can we try to
Have an executive session.
set a
So I guess,
time? It's something we need to figure out. I mean, it's been going on for a long time.
all right, this is gonna be a short meeting. If anybody else got anything to talk and discuss, anything at all? Can I hear a motion close?
sign
meeting,
claims,
Sign the claims,
make a motion to sign claims and adjourn the meeting.
I'll second.
all in favor,
Aye.
meeting closed.